Hello, English Niners. Um, I wanted to do a short video today about citing sources and works cited pages and in-text citations, just to remind you about how you're supposed to do this so that you can do it right. As you are planning this week, you're going to be getting this graphic organizer, and I want you to put all your sources in here so that when you draft next week, you'll have everything set and you'll know what to do. So I'm going to show you the two different types of sources. So the first thing we need to do is we need to make sure that you have this EasyBib add-on. So go to add-ons and check to see if you have this EasyBib bibliography creator. You should. If you don't, you can just go down to get add-ons, and it usually pops up as one of the first ones, right? You would click on it, and then you would just click install. I already have it installed. And then you'll allow some things. It lives in the add-ons menu. And then you just click down and manage bibliography, and it pops up over here on the side, okay? So now let's check. Let's first do a website, right? Because you might have some websites. So remember, my topic was colonizing Mars. Excuse me. And I liked this opinion column. And so for me to get this into my EasyBib, all I'm going to do is I'm going to come up and I'm going to grab the URL. So I just copied it. And I'm going to go back over here. I'm going to go to website, and I'm going to click paste. And then I'm going to search. And it says, let's not move to Mars. That's the one. We're going to select it. And now here it is. Okay. It's all set up and it's ready for me to go. I can just click this button and it'll go on my works cited page. The other thing, though, is I asked you to go to databases. And the problem with databases is if you go up and you copy this URL, it gives you like the Jeffco Public Library. And that's not what you want to cite. You want to cite this. Now, there's two ways to get your works cited page entry. You can click this cite button, then it pops this up, and you can just click select and grab it, copy it, or you can go all the way down to the bottom. It has that same box, and you can select and you copy it, right? The problem then now is I have one up here, and I'm going to have one that's not in there. So let's go ahead and click Add Bibliography to Doc, and it pops it right here. And then my other source is Earthlings Living on Mars. So that's going to come before this because we want it to be in alphabetical order. So I'm going to hit enter. And actually, I'm going to go ahead and just make this on its own page so that I have more space. And it makes it like nice and neat. And then I'm just going to paste this one, take out this extra space, and I'm going to just format it, make sure it's all in the same. I want it Georgia, I want it 11 point, and I want it all black. Now we're good to go. And when I'm done with my draft, I can just come and highlight this whole thing and copy it and then paste it on my rough draft, the bottom page. When you're quoting from these or paraphrasing, you want to make sure that you have the information that you're supposed to have in an in-text citation. So let's look at each of these one by one, and let's kind of talk about what we would look at for an in-text citation. So whenever you're doing an in-text citation, you just look at whatever comes first. So for this first source, it has the title of it. But that's a really long title. Like, that's a lot to put in the parentheses. So you can shorten it in MLA. That's okay. So you would just take the most recognizable thing. So I would probably just shorten it to Earthlings Living on Mars in parentheses. Earthlings Living on Mars, question mark, parentheses. That's what I would do for in-text citations. Now, if the first thing is a name, you would put this name, but you don't put the whole name. You just put their last name, and you put that in parentheses. And since most of you are just doing your research online, there's no books or anything. So if there was a book, you would do like the last name of the person and the page number, or the title and the page number. Usually if it's a book, it's going to be a last name because they have all the sources. And remember that the bare minimum on this paper is 3 sources. Having more sources is way better. on your research paper, but 3 is the bare minimum. So you should have all 3. And then when you're all done and you're ready to go for your rough draft, you're just going to come here and you're going to copy, and then you're going to paste that onto the bottom page of your rough draft, and then you have it all done. And you can just keep coming back here and referring to your works cited page and seeing what you're supposed to have in your in-text citations. And both those things are really important. So just make sure that you're doing both the works cited page and the in-text citations on your graphic organizer for this week and your rough draft for next week. All right, if you have any questions, let me know. And I'm looking forward to seeing these planning documents when you get them and get them done. All right, talk to you later. Bye.